I made a couple videos over the years talking about my top 20 songs of each year, and this year, while not great overall, the top songs do happen to be pretty great. There was a couple standout albums this year. You're going to see them scattered across this list. But since a lot of genres are dying other than country music, we haven't been getting a steady flow of amazing stuff like we did back in 2018, 2016. But I have a list of songs here that I all think are 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 tracks. They're all amazing tracks in their own right. So let's get started with the top 20.
Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die.
This is one of the most brutal diss tracks of all time, and the only reason this song isn't higher is because sometimes if you're not in the right mood, this song will just make you depressed. But there's times where I'm just singing, sitting there in my car, your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. Meet the Grams is one of the most diabolical diss tracks of all time, and it definitely deserved a spot on this list.
Want it all, I won't leave a breadcrumb. Bitch, what I thought a nigga said something.
I think people may forget that this 21 Savage album came out this year, because it came out like right in January, right at the beginning of the year. And Red Rum is indeed the standout song of the album. It was pushed as the single. It got to like number 5 on Billboard. Everyone loves this one. It's got a great sample. 21 Savage continues to prove that he's one of the best in the game. And I never imagined that he would be one of the biggest in the game when I first found him in like 2015, 2016. But I'm glad he still has a strong run going.
Stack your money up, be about your business, 'cause hoes gonna be hoes, they come with a wish.
Denzel Curry is consistently one of the best artists to ever release rap music in the last, 10 years he's been gone? When did Imperial drop? Even though this isn't the best Denzel album, it's such a strong tape on its own right. Wishlist has a beautiful chorus. It's chanty. Armani White's features a standout on this one, even though the Denzel chorus is amazing. That little chant that he does with the fans of Denzel, fans in the mail, like, it's really good. It's such a catchy banger. But even with that being said, 18 of the year, and it's still not the best on the album. That's how you know it bangs. I'm gonna end up putting it as a thumbnail because it was a Brat summer. Everybody was listening to Charlie XCX, and so was I. Talk Talk being one of the standouts on the album. My cousin showed me Talk Talk initially because he was like, Brat is the album of the year right now. You need to listen to this song. This is my song of the year. It probably still is his song of the year. And even though it doesn't live up all the way to the expectations of song of the year, man, did it slap so hard. But I shouldn't really have to tell you why Brat was such a good album and why Charlie's songs are that good.
Come close, baby, would you like that? Give some, would you give it right back?
So this one's kind of funny. We have a Discord bot on our server where we can play songs that come off of YouTube. So when my friend said, add Like That, you know, the Future song. Oh, all of a sudden we get Like That, Baby Monster. And we sat there and listened to it and went, oh, this is a banger. And it's funny because on YouTube, this is a bigger song than the Future song, and the Future song is one of the biggest songs of the year. So, kind of funny how that all lines up. I'm glad that that mistake showed me an amazing K-pop song. I hope Baby Monster's doing well. I haven't looked into him. Odds are the predatory management has already destroyed the group, but this song is very fun as is.
I can see it's called can't get a hit and $100 bill. I'ma delete it more millimeters, not for real. I cut it off from people, you just like to feel.
And now for our second song from the Denzel Curry album. This song featuring the Mexican OT. That Mexican OT has some of the most hardest sounding songs. I had to cut February 2nd, 1999 off the list. That was one of the last ones I had to cut out. He has had a beautiful run of singles, and I'm honestly expecting him to start making these lists more and more. But him and Denzel Curry with this banger, this dark trap sound, loved it.
It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough.
And now talking about the other of my top 3 albums of the year, GNX. Kendrick Lamar, TV Off. I shouldn't have to explain this. I know everybody memes the mustard, but that's not even the hardest part of the song. The fact he can even go off beat in the last bit of the song and it still slaps. Kendrick Lamar is one of the best artists of the decade, and there is no surprise at all that some of his songs made my list. If anybody's watched Arcane, you understand why this song is here. Not only is it an emotional point in the middle of the story, but the song is just very impactful the moment that it lands. And on top of that, it slaps. Right now, it's one of the only songs that keeps rising on the charts, even though the Christmas music is tearing it down. I've always been a fan of foreign songs if the vibe is right, and I've heard of some of Stromae's songs in the past, and Arcane soundtracks tended to give us some of the best songs of each year as they were in.
One, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell them bring another round.
The biggest song of the year happens to still land on my list. There is a reason it's one of the longest running #1 songs of all time, and it's not just the radio. It's the fact it's damn near universal. I can see how people have gotten annoyed with it, but in my opinion, it is the best country song to release since probably Wagon Wheel back in 2007, 2011 when the Darius Rucker cover came out. Otherwise, I can't think of a country song that is this good in who knows how long. Now, this is a funny one. I don't think a lot of you guys will have even heard of this guy, heard of this song, but you'll know the name Glorb. This is Glorb's actual music. I ended up finding it by accident because I went, wow, this snippet sounds really good on Instagram. Let me check it out. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, this sounds familiar. It's because he made all those SpongeBob songs that slap. He's a talented artist. He knows how to make some bars all throughout it. Even though some of his bars are kind of shocking, this one's the whole, like, the gang ain't neurotypical, my bro got autism, like that's crazy to say. She thought he threw up gang signs, it's just my dog stimming. That's insane bars, but it's funny. He has entertaining bars throughout his whole entire song. I have a feeling he's going to continue making my list in the future. But this is the highlight for him of the year. Now we're sliding back into our K-pop bag. LE SSERAFIM, Easy, absolute banger. I think a lot of people have probably heard this one. I know LE SSERAFIM is absolutely huge. I think this song's probably at like 400 million views now. Oh no, it's only at 100 million. But you know what I mean? Like when I'm looking at it, I have a feeling that this one had 400 million. That's how crazy this track was. And on top of that, I forget which one of the girls, but in the last verse, it has an amazing bridge. It hits the ear just in the right way that I almost want to just repeat just that part of the song, but instead I just end up repeating the whole thing. It's my K-pop song of the year. Now for the final Denzel Curry song on the list, Hot One, Tia, Corinne, A$AP Ferg that come in with these beautiful verses. They come in with verses that just hit the vibe spectacularly well. And I can't picture this song without them on it. On top of that, the intro with the record scratches, the reverse, everything just hits perfectly on this song. And it only just continues to prove to me that Denzel Curry can continue to make some of the best songs each year that they come out in. And I'm still upset he doesn't have a top 100 hit.
So good, she honorable. She ride a dick like a carnival.
This one's controversial. Kanye had a terrible year this year. A lot of his music was really, really bad. But if I was to tell you that one of my top 10 songs of 2024 would be Almost Carried by Rich the Kid, I'd call you insane. I'd start checking you into that mental hospital. Because I know in an interview, Ty Dolla $ign said this was his song. I don't know what they were cooking to absolutely hit the nail on the head for one single thing this year. Because Carnival, with the hooligans, everything just hits the ear in the right way. And even though this is going to be one of the worst songs on everybody's list of this year, I can't help but enjoy good music when I hear good music, even if it's made by Satan. This song I won't dwell on too much. It's kind of a cheat option because KTM Drip is my favorite leak ever from Juice WRLD. It probably would have made my 2020 list, 2021, whenever it first leaked. And it's kind of crazy when a song can just finally release and you know every single word to it. But with that being said, technically this is a 2024 release, so KTM Drip would land all the way up here. It's probably a top 10 Juice WRLD song, and I'm just glad it's finally out.
365 party girl. Should we do a little key? Should we have a little line when it go real wild?
I'm sitting here in the car realizing I didn't record a bit for this song. It's 365 Party Girl bumping that. It's Charli XCX. It's her best song on Brett. It's the best pop song of the year. It's Charli. The beat comes in on this one and it slaps to all hell. here we go. Creepy Nuts releasing another banger opening, making another one of my year-end lists. They almost made it twice with the Mashal opening. I had to cut that right down to the bottom, but it's indeed top 30, probably top 25 of the year. But Otonoke, whew, they knew exactly what they were doing. This is probably my favorite anime opening since YOASOBI dropped Idol, which I still think is the top of 2023. And it would be the #1 song of the year if it wasn't for one man. That man being Drake.
Hellcat, made his own voice in them types LA solo K. Everybody, I held my rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. What the fuck the big three? Nigga, it's just big me. Nigga, boom! Probably A minor.
So if you know me, this entire top 4 is not surprising. Euphoria hits every nail on the head that Meet the Grams does, but it hits it in a way that's much more replayable, much more easy to digest. And while it's not a better diss song than Meet the Grams, it is indeed the better song. Multiple beat switches that work amazingly. Bunch of clever lines, amazing rebuttals to push up. But moving on to Whacked Out Murals, I'd honestly say give this maybe a few more months to dwell in my mind, because this could be #1 of the year. It's kind of on the same vibes as Meet the Grams, where the beat is just stripped down, there's no chorus, and Kendrick just kind of raps for 5 minutes straight, but instead of tearing someone else down, he's putting himself up. And the absolute energy on this song of him just saying, you don't know what I've been through, you think you know who I am, you still don't know who I am, I deserve everything that came, and on top of that, I don't care what anybody thinks about that. It's one of the most empowering songs I've heard in a decade. He just sits there and says everything that's on his mind, to the point that they had to censor 2 parts of the explicit version in the official cut. And honestly, give it an honorary #1, but Not Like Us and Like That did control a solid portion of my year, and honestly deserved those spots as well. Like That probably would have made this list in the 15 to 20s if it was just Future and Metro Boomin. You guys have seen me enjoy a bunch of solo Future tracks, like Gold Stacks being at the top of probably 2022. That was 2nd or 3rd place of that year. This is an amazing Future gliding song on its own right, but Kendrick Lamar comes in with one of his best features he's ever given. Not only are the lyrics from Kendrick's verse quotable, some of the lyrics from Future's verses quotable. If I lose a carrot, she might choke. I know she gon' swallow, she a goat. But with that being said, Not Like Us was the song of the summer. Not Like Us got everybody moving, got everybody together for one reason and one reason only: to say that people are not like us. A song about splitting people apart brought more people together than anything else this year. With that being said, Not Like Us is currently at the top of the year. Whacked Out Murals, honorary #1. But there's my list. I hope you guys listen to a bunch of these songs. Hopefully some of them you haven't heard before and I put you on. Let me know your top 20, top 10, top 5, whatever. I love making these lists and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. So with that being said, I'll see you later. Peace.